Thanksgiving night was supposed to be normal. The dining room was warm, the table perfectly set, the turkey carved, and laughter floating around like nothing in the world could go wrong. But I didn't know that in the next 30 seconds, my entire life was about to collapse in front of everyone I trusted. When my father-in-law slid a manila folder across the table toward me, I first thought it was some family document or business paper. But when I opened it, I froze. Divorce papers. Already printed. Already notarized. Already decided. And the worst part? Everyone at that table already knew. My hands went cold, but I kept my face steady. I looked up at my husband Daniel, expecting something. Confusion, shock, anger, anything. But he didn't look at me. Not even once. He just stared at his wine glass like I wasn't even sitting next to him. And in that moment, I understood something painful. I wasn't being asked for a divorce. I was being replaced. My name is Rachel. I'm a CPA in Chicago. I met Daniel when I was 28. He was charming, respectful, family-oriented, the kind of man who called his parents every Sunday. For the first year of our marriage, everything looked perfect, or at least it seemed perfect. Then slowly, things changed. At first, it was small comments from his mother. When are we getting good news? Then his father started talking about family legacy. Hargrave name needs an heir. I ignored it. I smiled through it. I told myself it was just old-fashioned thinking. But the pressure kept building. Then came my diagnosis, PCOS. The doctor said it might make pregnancy difficult, but not impossible. I went home crying, terrified. Daniel hugged me that night and said all the right things. We'll get through this together. But after that night, something shifted in him. He became quieter, distant, and his family became louder. Emails with fertility articles, passive-aggressive dinner comments, subtle blame disguised as concern. And Daniel? He stayed silent, always silent. As if I was alone in a battle he refused to join. Then came Thanksgiving. Over 20 family members were present. Cousins, business partners, friends. It wasn't just dinner, it felt like a staged event, like something had been planned in advance. After the main course, my father-in-law stood up. He tapped his glass. I want to talk about family, he said. Then he spoke about legacy, responsibility, and difficult decisions. And finally he placed the folder in front of me. This is for the best, he said calmly. My heart was pounding, but my hands didn't shake. I opened it. Read every page. Every line felt like I was being erased. When I finished, I gently placed it down. No tears, no outburst, just silence. Then I picked up the pen. And I signed. One page after another. The room stayed still. Not shocked still. Prepared still. Like they were waiting for this moment. When I finally closed the folder, my father-in-law said, "The terms are generous." But what he didn't know was that generosity wasn't going to save them from what came next. My husband still hadn't looked at me. Then my mother-in-law spoke. "There's one more thing." A woman walked into the room. Young, confident, smiling like she belonged there. She walked straight to Daniel's side. "This is Vanessa," my father-in-law said. "Daniel and she go way back." And suddenly, everything made sense. This wasn't a breakup. It was a replacement plan. But what they didn't know was that I had my own truth. My best friend Sophie, who had been sitting quietly all evening, stood up. She reached into her jacket and pulled out a small brown envelope. Before Rachel leaves, she said calmly, "You should all see this." My father-in-law opened it, and his expression changed instantly. Medical records. Daniel's vasectomy report. 4 years old. The room went dead silent. Everyone turned toward Daniel. His face went pale, and for the first time all night he looked directly at me. "You knew?" I asked quietly. No answer. Then Sophie placed another document on the table. A pregnancy report. 8 weeks. Confirmed. My voice didn't shake when I spoke. "You all spent years blaming me for something that was never my fault." Silence swallowed the room. Then I looked at Daniel. "You let them destroy me because you were too afraid to tell the truth." I took off my ring and placed it on the table. "I'm done." And I walked out. Cold air hit my face as I stepped outside, but for the first time in years, I could breathe. 5 months later, the divorce was finalized. The house became mine, and months after that, I gave birth to a baby boy. I named him James, not legacy, not family name, just his own beginning. And sometimes I think about that Thanksgiving night. They thought they were ending my story, but they didn't realize they were just setting me free.